morning. Praise the Lord. I just want to thank God for this opportunity to stand before you. I thank God for the peaceful atmosphere. Kind of made me feel a little emotional in my spirit. So I thank God for the receiving spirit and for us coming together just to be an inspiration to one another. But I won't be before you long. Just wanted to go over a few steps. So I thank God for the talk of walking out my dreams. So I wanted to jump out there at you when you think about walking out your dreams and putting it into action. So, you know, we don't want to court here because she had 7, and then God gave me 7 steps, 7 steps to a purpose-filled life. So my step 1 is salvation. Accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Deliverance from the power and effects of sin. And you want to make sure when you get ready to do anything in your life that you have God on your side. You want to make sure you're in partnership with the higher power that can take you any place. Because in and of ourselves, we can fail ourselves. But with God on our side, we can go any place. It's like being on a plane and we got direction. But when we're trying to take ourselves somewhere, we can be traveling to an unknown land. But when we accept God in from the beginning, then that's when we do something. So I just wanted to read a little bit here. It says, you must invite Jesus Christ, the Son of God, to abide in you, to live through your life. Romans 10, 9, and 8. By accepting God into your life, it frees you from any bondage or hindrance that can hold you back. In order to fully prosper, we need God on our side. It is that power that surpasses all understanding to operate through us. We experience that supernatural manifestation by building a relationship with God through prayer, reading the Bible, and fasting and attending church. If you think about it, when we as women, we're in the dating process, we get to know the significant other. So when we accept God in our life, we have to take that time to become intimate with God so that we can trust God. And it leads us on to our next step is our trust in God. And I have some scriptures there that you can read at another time. And, I want to go over, trust is defined as assured reliance on the character, the ability, and the strength or truth of something or someone. So in order for God to be in partnership with you and you be in partnership with God, there must be a trust there. Amen. So in order for us to prosper, we want to trust one another. So after you have been connected to God, your relationship has been built, you feel confidence in your relationship, in yourself, because you're in partnership with the overseer over your life. You are able to take that step. And anything that you do, you want to succeed in it. So you want to know that you have somebody on your team that's not only over your life, but the person that created you for his purpose. So when you're going someplace, you want to make sure you're on the right page. So step 3 is seek God. Seek is defined as to try, to discover, to ask for. If we as a people would seek God before we make decisions, we could avoid many roadblocks. Sometimes we have dreams and goals that are not of God. We want them extremely and work hard to make them happen. But remember, what we do for God will last. God's plans won't fail us. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not disaster, to give you a future and a hope. So after we accept God and we're in partnership with him and we trust in him, we have to seek him. Because, I know a young lady, she wanted to go to college. And she said, well God, I want to go to this school. But she never took time to say, God, what school do you want me to go to? She put some names in a hat and she pulled them out. And ever since then, for the past 5 years, she's been college hopping. This college 1 year, this college credits don't transfer all the time because she didn't wait for that answer for God. So when you're in partnership and you trust in him and you're seeking him, you must wait for that assurance, that answer, or where he wants you to go, even from simple like looking for a job. God, is this the job that you have for me? God, is this the field you want me to go in? Because I know another young lady that went to college for 4 years and don't even have a job in the degree that she has on her wall. So we want to make sure we are seeking God in every direction that we want, because sometimes the things that we want for ourselves may not be God's plan for us. And I have another young lady who said, hey, I want to be a lawyer. But then she said, but God is calling me in the full-time ministry. So I said, well, you better listen to God, because if you go to college, you uproot yourself, you're about to take yourself through so much more suffering. And so I said, you want to know, you can't be intimidated about the degrees that your friends have on the wall. Because the degree of being in full partnership partnership with God, He's going to give you every degree that you need to manifest in this land. So my step 4 is surrender to God. Surrender is defined as to give oneself up into the power of another. At this point, we surrender our will to God in order to walk in His will. We must allow the influence of His Spirit in us to lead and guide us the right direction. Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And so many times we'll tell God, I trust you, I'm leaning on you, I'm depending on you, but at some point we are not giving up our will. We still want to do what we want to do. We still want to go the way that we want to go. We still want to walk out our vision and our dreams and not the vision and dreams that God has for us. And we can sometimes find ourselves fighting against the will of God for our lives. And we never want to find ourselves in a battle with God because He will fight for us. But if we're fighting against Him, we're opening up doors where we are suffering in and of ourselves because we are inflicting war on ourselves because we are fighting against the ultimate power that we were created to work with. And my step 5 is walk in it. Ephesians 2 and 10. Once we have the approval of God, we have a powerful alliance to accomplish all of our goals and achieve all of our dreams. Each day, God will equip us with what we need to reach our goals. So as things are being lined up for us, we must work in the guidelines of getting it done. Remember, when God is in it, there is no limit. So after you've been seeking God, and Sister Jessica, she laid it out plain. So after you have wrote everything down and you were looking at it and the vision is on the paper and you're making it plain and you're saying, God, so what is my steps? What I need to take from this? What I need to add to this? Then you start taking steps to walk in it. And walk is really taking steps. And so we want to take steps to everything that we write down and what we take from here today so that we can be walking in to destiny, walking out our dreams, walking into victory because God is fighting for us. He go ahead of us to prepare the way for us, but we have to trust, lean, and depend on Him in this time because we must know that we must have our ears open to the righteous in order to be on the right path for the things that God has for us. And step 6 is keep the faith. 2 Timothy 4 and 7. Faith is defined as firm belief for firm belief in something for which there is no proof, complete trust. And Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Yes, you may not be able to put your physical hand on it. You have no doubt in your mind that it won't happen for you. No matter how difficult your journey may become, you must have willpower to keep working towards your dreams and goals. We will face many opposition when we're working for God, but we must remember to keep pressing forward. And keeping the faith is one of the important things when you have dreams, visions, and goals, and when you have careers and businesses, because opposition can come in a split second. If you think about it in 2 Chronicles 2 and in 2 Chronicles 2 through 17, how King Jehoshaphat, a messenger came to him and said, a war is being raged on you, and he didn't have time to get an army together and fight. But he did have time to call on his prayer warriors and say, hey, I need us to go on a fast so that we can defeat this enemy. So in our walk with God, we're doing this right now. We're calling together a team of powerful sisters saying, let's make it happen. And that shows that we're on the right page here today. And the significance of this is God made it where it is the beginning of the year. Yes, and so this is a significance for all of us here today that God is taking us someplace. No matter what we've been through last year, God is starting us off right here today. It is no coincidence that we are sitting here amongst each other and everybody has a vision inside them, a dream, a goal, and everybody is somebody in the eyes of God. And step 7 is determination. And my scripture came from Galatians 6 and 9. Determination is defined as firm or fixed intentions to achieve a desired goal. You want to have a made-up mind. Amen. Life doesn't stop when situations arise. When circumstances become more intense than ever before, it's then we must have a made-up mind and a fixed intention not to fall into a setback. And if we do reach a setback, we must be determined not to let the setback hold us back. For I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And the thing about it is, those 7 steps will take you onto a powerful journey of never giving up. And I want to take this opportunity to share just a little bit of my story with you to encourage you. January 21st of last year, God called me off my job. I had been working on for 7 years with disability and special needs. And for the past 10 years, I was running a nonprofit organization out of my home where I allowed different individuals from all ages, mostly teenage, youth, pregnancy, to live in my home and offer them counseling and build up their lives and restore them out of my own pocket. Wasn't even thinking about rent money at the time, but just doing what I love doing and not really thinking of it as a business. And then God told me, hey, now it's time for you to incorporate it. So for a year, my ministry has been incorporated, and then, now I'm working on my grants, and I freeze the people coming in my home, but I'm still offering counseling. I'm still helping them out along the way. I still do the phone conferences. I still do all of that with them. I just sealed the gate for them living in the home while I work on the building. So my dreams and goals is to get that building established, which, he already showed me the place. He told me the place was going to get shut down. It got shut down. Everything that he showed me is falling in place. But that didn't still stop me from struggling. It was 3 years ago, my brother got killed. 30 days later, my cousin couldn't take it. She died. And then a couple of months after that, my daddy died. So my situation was hectic, and I still had to press forward and still run on to see what the end is going to be. So when he called me, I was on my job working. He said, I need you to quit the job because I'm calling you off the job because I'm making you the employer and not the employee. So therefore, I didn't want to leave the job because I didn't want to leave my finances. So while I was working the job, he allowed opposition to come up against me. So my house payment fell behind, everything, and my water bill was behind, but nothing got cut off. And then I said, you know what? I drove to the job one day, and I pulled up, and I said, okay, God, I'm going here. I'm going to tell these people it's going to be the last day for me. God said, don't even go in there because then they're gonna beg and plead with you because they don't want you to leave. So I pulled out and I left. And that was a year ago of no income coming in my home. But God didn't take anything away from me. Even my $200 direct TV bill that I didn't need, He still provided me all the HBO time. So I'm telling you, when you lean and you depend on God, that's like, okay, I drive a truck, so I'm looking like, God, I don't have no finances to drive up there today. My cousin said, here, I done pulled my car up, you drive it up there, and you go through the will of God. So I'm here to tell you, no matter what you're going through in your life, if you make God the ultimate head of your life and you allow Him to lead and guide you and direct you, and then January 27th of last year, I answered my call as a minister and became ordained to preach. Because in the process of all that, I said, okay, God, I'm comfortable just doing what I'm doing. But He said, no, I want to call you higher. So even after sitting in the pew and Pastor calling me out, for me to lay hands on the sick and everything else because I have the gift of healing, and people looking like, why he calling that girl out the pew? So instead, I was rejecting what God wanted me to do. So I said, okay, God, I don't want any more suffering to be afflicted on me because I'm fighting against myself. Fear because of the callings that He put on us. Sometimes it's so big and so awesome. We're like, I don't even want to walk in that capacity. But when God calls you out, you have to run on to see what the end is going to be. Despite the opposition, despite the situation, despite whether you have gas in your car, you got to say, okay, God, I know I'm riding for you. So if I'm riding for you, my need is going to be supplied. So therefore, I'm a living witness that I lived off a whole year. This year, January was going to be a whole year of no income. But all of my needs have been met. And then when I looked in my wallet the other day, I said, God, I ain't got $100 in my pocket. I said, God, I trust you. I lean on you. I depend on you. So on the way down here, my baby said, Mom, what we going to eat? I said, well, we just spent $12 for dinner last night. We can't keep spending $12 for lunch and dinner. But it was a time when we would pull up and say, okay, we want $1 fry, $1 burger. But when you're doing it for God, He will lift you up. And then right before I came, my cousin called. She said, I need you to come and pray for somebody. And I'm looking like, God, I don't even have the gas to go pray for this woman. But I said, you know what? Me and these prayer and these wings, I'm going to do what you said. And I went over there and I prayed over the lady. And because of her faith, she was healed. 15 minutes after I left, they called me and said she's up walking around. So I'm here to tell you, if you believe in God, the supernatural power, He will increase your life no matter where you want to go. There is no limitations on God. And I'm telling you, when we put it all together on paper, write the vision, make it plain, like my sister said, there is no limit when God is in it.
Yes.
And that is my story for today.
All right. Wow. Awesome. Wow.
Woo, all right. Let's give another hand for Minister Pressley. All right. Are you guys enjoying yourselves so far?
Yes.
All right. I am too. She was bringing tears to my eyes over there because I can relate to a lot of stuff that she was saying. All right. Well, we're going to move on. We're going to prolong. And we're going to have our next speaker come up. And she's all the way from Jessup, Georgia. Yeah, they took a ride to come out here. But we're going to have our next speaker, Miss Shonda Golden, Evangelist Shonda Golden, excuse me, and come on up and share what God has laid on her heart to give to us.
Amen.
Let's give it up.
Amen.
I'm truly excited. I mean, she really has me excited. You know, I don't know how you can come behind that. I tell you, great woman of God. I enjoyed the word. And I really do thank you as well for your first presentation. Again, I'm Shonda, all the way from Jessup, Georgia. I bring you greetings. I guess I just call myself an old Southern girl. Just a country girl, lady.